How do you think you've changed and how do you think you've stayed the same over the years?
Well, I've gotten heavier and grayer and more wrinkled. That's how I've changed. I'm not as I am not as anxious about things as things when I was younger were pretty black and white. Now I see a lot of gray things going on. I've stayed the same, I think, in the fact that once I know what I want to do, I kind of stick with it until I get it. I've always been that way. I tried a lot of different jobs and finally found one that I really loved. And so I don't know whether that's a change or a staying the same,
So how have I changed from the high school Jared? I've changed because in high school I was a fine arts major and I became a literature major. I also played music daily. I played in a band. So I thought my life was going to involve fine arts and music, and my life does. So that's how I've stayed the same, but not professionally. But I still apply a theory of the aesthetic to my daily life and try to make things lovely that are not traditionally thought of as being lovely. So, though I've changed, I've still kind of remained the same in some ways.
Little continuity and change over time. Let's see. I think I'm more outgoing now than I ever was when I was younger. A lot less shy. I'm still pretty shy, but I'm less shy. I was just telling Ellen, I was always way too scared to do sports or run or anything, and now I do, though I haven't lately, so I'm lying a little bit, but I think braver to try new things, I guess, than maybe when I was younger. I was a little nervous about that, so I think that, and then probably, I don't want to say I'm more cynical, that sounds terrible. I'm probably a little more realistic than I was maybe 10 years ago. A little less idealistic, a little more realistic, which sounds tragic, but I think it's a good thing.
I think that I've learned.
Rosie, I thought. Rosie's here. She was just came
When I was younger, I was certainly mischievous, and I think that has kept. And then in ways that I've changed, I think that I've learned that it's not so much about what you do and sort of personal accomplishment. It's about how you go about living your life.
Okay, I've stayed the same because I feel like I'm still very enthusiastic about life. I love nature, and I love the outdoors, and I love children. And I always loved children when I was younger, and babysat a lot, so that's real similar. Played outside constantly, so those are similar, but yet different as I've grown up.
I was always, as a kid, an animal lover, and I still continue to be that way, surrounding myself with pets. I was always a kid interested in nature, and I think I still stay that way. I was always a kid that liked books, and I continue to like books. I think, unfortunately, I was much more of an optimist as a child, and now I've become cynical and jaded. Trying to be less so, but I think maybe I admire people who are able to maintain their more positive perspective from youth as they get older. And I think that's something just about being human that causes you maybe to be a bit more pessimistic about things. But that's probably just human, not so much me perhaps. I'm taller than I was. Yeah. I didn't used to have a beard as a child, and now I do. There's some major differences. Yeah.
I would say that the things that are still the same about me today that were there in high school would be that I'm a nerd who loves learning and loves reading and loves books, not just because I love what the books are about, but just loves words and the smell of books, all those things that English nerds love that make them spend a life with books. I still love that stuff, obviously. My very best friend from middle school is still my best friend today. She was my maid of honor in my wedding. I still keep her around. She's pretty great. And I would say that I still think, as I did in high school, because my mother taught me this, that quiet and calm is the best way to handle problems. That said, I think the biggest way I've changed is that while I still value quiet and calm, I'm a lot more comfortable speaking than I was when I was younger. I was deathly afraid of speaking in public and painfully shy when I was in high school. And thankfully, working at Barstow has cured me of that. So that's something that's dramatically different.
Changed look older. I altered my hairstyle over the years, but the part that stays the same, I still like to smile. I still have a good time. I still like teaching here.